Welcome to the re-ride. It's good to see you. Tickets, please? Does that mean the arcade has just opened? Let's see how many coins you are taking out today. Are you new to the re-ride? The team will be pleased. They are quite tired of having to spell everything out to all those newbies. Here are your buzzers for this game. Before you go, please be aware that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. That's it for our time together. I will see you at the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And here's your host, the ruthless ringleader of the re-ride, Conan Blankenberg.
Salutations and welcome to my show. And wow, you take the aisle seat? Sure, go ahead. I guess you want to be the first out of your seat and heading towards the exit when the plane starts to dive. In a past life, you must have been one of those people on the Titanic who pushed a bunch of women and children out of the way as they raced to the lifeboats. Well, there's only one way out of here, so let's not waste any more time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our cruising altitude of negative 783 floors. Please keep your seatbelt fastened while you remain in your seat, as this ride may experience unexpected turbulence at any time. Alright, we'll need some cash to play for. I peeled myself out of bed this morning for that? The category. SOS can kiss my ASS. So you've heard the term Mayday. It's the word that pilots scream into the radio as they lose control of their plane. Well, imagine you're flying on a plane and the engine dies in midair. If you were above the country whose language the word Mayday was originally derived from, what might be the most appropriate thing to yell while plummeting towards Earth? Merde, Judia, Cavolo, or Heilige Scheiße. Très bien. The word Mayday comes from the French aviation distress call Mide, that means help me. Certainly a much more elegant word than what I would use if the plane I was on started spiraling to the ground. I've got a question for you if you've got... Thank you, and here is your category. The Spirit of Saint Douchy. You probably know about Charles Lindbergh, the first person ever to complete a non-stop transatlantic flight. But what exactly do you know about him? Which of the following isn't true about Charles Lindbergh? He received an award from the Nazis, he refused to celebrate Mother's and Father's Day, he lived a double life with another family, or he threatened a sitting US president. Seems pretty insane, doesn't it? And yet, it's absolutely true! Look it up! What a legend. Lindbergh received the Service Cross of the German Eagle from Hermann Goering, forbade his family from celebrating Mother's or Father's Day, and fathered 3 children with a German hat maker while he was still married. As far as we know, however, he never threatened the life of a sitting president. Yet. Hit your buzzer at the right time and we might play for some actual cash. Pay attention and get ready for the very quirky trivia question. You know, the sky is more than just a great place to fly a plane. It's also great for looking at sometimes. Which of these is the real name of a really big telescope in Chile? The Extremely Large Telescope, the Very Big Telescope, the Supremely Giant Telescope, or the Big Ass Telescope? That answer's supremely wrong. In 2017, the European Southern Observatory finished construction on the Extremely Large Telescope in Chile that became the largest telescope on Earth. Except, of course, when it rains or it's cold outside. Alright, guys, come on, back me up here. Shrinkage is a real thing. Alright, we can't move on until... Put it in gear, it's roadkill time!
Short reminder, buzz in when you see the answer that correctly connects the current pair on the screen. And don't forget about the bonus. There's some sweet extra cash in it for you if you manage to snatch it. Pedal to the metal, we're going.
Blank of the loom, and what apples and oranges are.
Score!
Surly TV doctor, and blank of 1,000 corpses.
Score!
Thoroughbred, and species of TV's Mr. Ed. Circling the blank, and mass exodus of talent equals brain blank. Lollipop with gum blank pop, and blank dart. Not in flux, and equine housing. Babies drink from it, and drunks crawl into it.
That's all we have, but there's still a bonus. What do all of the correct answers have in common? Are they all letters in the NATO phonetic alphabet? Things found on a flight. Top Gun pilot nicknames. Helicopter brand names. Types of wings. Types of... Oh yeah, nice try, Dave. They are all types of flies. Now, if you don't mind, let's fly through the rest of this game. I've got a dentist appointment in an hour. And there's your current score. Hope you're proud of it. If not, well, too bad. Let's move on. Show me the money, hit your... Nice shooting, Tex, and here's your category. Bitter flights to sweet places. Surely you've heard of airport codes, you know, the 3-letter codes that uniquely identify any airport in the world, like how San Francisco Airport is SFO or Barcelona is BCN, and then you have the ones where the name of the city doesn't match shit, like CDG for Paris, JFK for New York, HND for Tokyo. Wild world that is. Anyway, which of these candy bar tours would you not be able to undertake in the real world? Pay to Day, Kit to Cat, Rita Sis, or Pop to Rocks? RE is the code for Reese Air Park in Lubbock, Texas, but there is in fact no registered IATA airport that has the 3-letter code SES, so your journey would end with no destination to fly to. I wouldn't have gone on the Reese's flight anyway. I hear the pilot who usually flies that route is nuts. Okay, gonna need a value from... Thank you, and now introducing... Dave's not in the cockpit, man. Hey, buddy, you wanna get high? I mean really high. Let's get high. Which will get you the highest, yo? The mesosphere, man. That stratosphere, dude. The, thermosphere. Or, yo man, troposphere, yo yo. Yo man, incorrect, yo yo. You must be a friggin' narc. The Earth's atmosphere consists of 5 layers, and among these 4, the thermosphere is the highest, just under the exosphere. That question got me so high. I hope the next one is about bagel bites. I love bagel bites. Okay, we need some... Here's what we have to offer. Not a question about bagel bites. Oh, man. Oh, well.
Anyway. Which of these is a plain plane? A pernickety Packard, a pernicious Peel, a perspicuous Pilatus, or a perambulate Palomino? Yeah, not like this. Next time, try this one. Perspicuous means easy to understand, or plain. And what the hell is wrong with enjoying something that's just good old plain flavored? It's delicious! Have you tried to eat a propeller? Tastes like a walnut floor panel dipped in 38. Value time! Here's your category for this next question. Doody-doo-doo, doody-doo-doo. Okay, party time. Imagine they make a spin-off of the Twilight Zone's famous Nightmare at 20,000 Feet episode, told from the alien's point of view. What might the alien on the wing of the plane suddenly exclaim? The Twilight Zone episode Nightmare at 20,000 Feet features a man on a plane who sees a weird alien creature trying to take apart the wing, played by TV's William Shatner. That Rod Serling is one mad genius. Want to know my favorite episode? It's the one where the trivia game show host reads the surprise twist to a Twilight Zone episode he was just about to watch for the first time, but now he can't because a question spoiled it for him. Thanks, writers! Come and get yourself a night's allowance, hit your buzzer, and let's do it! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Time to play the one and only This or Dat. Here's the category for this This or Dat question. If God wanted us to fly, he'd have given us franchises. Okay, this one's real simple. I'm gonna list off 7 characters, and I need you to tell me if each one can fly on their own without any machines or devices, or if they can fly. Each right answer will net you some cash. Get it wrong or don't get to it in time, and you'll lose cash. And keep an eye on the wire. It fills up in 30 seconds, and that's your time. All good? Let's go. The Tick. Captain Planet. Miles Tails Prower. Jack Jack Parr. Thanos. Buzz Lightyear and Toy Story. Buzz Lightyear and Lightyear. That was almost great. That's not bad for trivia game performances, not great if you're an actual pilot. And there's your current score. Hope you're happy with it. Let's move on. Okie dokie, it's value time. Well, I've seen worse. Certainly seen better. Here's what this question is called. This flight deck's a total sausage party. Full steam ahead. Which of the following could not be described as a cockpit? A hole in the ground filled with male lobsters, a hole in the ground filled with small valves, a hole in the ground filled with maybugs, or a hole in the ground filled with male chickens? Cock is British slang for a male lobster, the name of a small valve that regulates the flow of water in faucets, and the name of a male chicken. Maybugs, however, are known as cockchafers. Look out, Peabody Award, here we come! Okay, buzz in when you see a number that looks... Put your tray tables and seat back to their upright position for the jack attack. Here's your clue. The things that made us fly. The sky's the limit, but don't fly too close to the sun. Good luck.
time to find out where you ended up.
And there you have it.
Welcome to the re-ride. Oh, just you? I apologize. Let me try again. Oh, just you! Are you new to the re-ride? Excellent, thank you. That makes all our jobs so much easier. Here are your buzzers for this game. Please allow me to remind you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. You are now ready for the re-ride. I wish you the very best of luck.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And now, here's your host, the Knight Rider of Needless Knowledge, Conan Blankenberg.
Greetings, hello, guten tag, and welcome to the all-new season premiere of You Don't Know Jack, the Re-Ride. We hope your re-rideless days weren't quite as meaningless and depressing as they realistically should be. Our break's over, so let's not waste any more time and dive right into the new season, just as we're also diving into a new year. And what better way to dive into a new year than with our asses firmly pointing forwards and our faces firmly looking back, as we take inventory of the 12 months that have just passed and recall all our favorite and not-so-favorite moments from good old 2024. Although, as I'm told you'll surely agree, I'm guessing the not-so-favorite moments are gonna squarely win out here. And if that's depressing, then imagine this. These things have just been getting worse and worse and worse year after year. Ain't that a future worth looking forward to? Let's get started before I feel compelled to emergency call my therapist. Well, it sure was one of the years of all time. That's all there really is to say. Let's go. Smash the buzzer when you see the good stuff fly. And here's your category for this next question. Lunar ticks. You know, what a year it's been for the moon. Not one, but 2 lunar landings were accomplished last year. Suppose the moon developed an allergic reaction to all of those tiny doodads crawling around on its skin. Which of these processes would be the least likely to take place? A load of histamines is released across the moon's vessels, prostaglandins cause mucus to develop in the moon's lungs, the moonmen recruit eosinophils to help fight the intruders, or cytochromes transport the moon's immune cells to the landing sites. I spy with my little eye something beginning with no. This one would have been a good idea. Cytochromes are primarily a metabolic agent and don't play a major role during allergic reactions. And really, it's no wonder the moon has an allergy problem with how dusty it is up there. Hit buzzer, select value. Here's what we have to offer. Honey, I shrank our sun. Speaking of the moon, which of these would be the last thing you'd want to experience along with 2024's total solar eclipse over North America? A solar eclair, a solar eclampsia, a solar eclog, or a solar eclogite? Yep, you don't want a solar eclampsia. In fact, you don't want an anything eclampsia. Eclampsia is a serious and life-threatening condition, and let's be honest, if something's gonna eclipse my afternoon, I'd rather it be a pastry than a medical emergency. Okay, gonna need a value? Zoinks! That's a large number. Here's your category. Oh, sole mio! No! Okay, let's take a look at the question then. Which of these would be an example of the Francis Scott Key Bridge being struck by an off-key ship? The USS Symphony No. 5 in C minor striking the bridge, the HMS Cannon in D striking the bridge, the RMS Toccata and Fugue in A-flat major striking the bridge, or the SSV Minuet in G major striking the bridge? Johann Sebastian Bach's Toccata and Fugue is written in D minor, not A-flat major. And you should probably grab your university diploma and move away from underneath the bridge if you don't want to become A-flat major. I've got a question for Pucker up 4. Not like them. We going? We going. Let's do it. If Kendrick Lamar dropped a Decillions track about Drake, what might be one of the lyrics? Your ass is dirtier than the ocean, you stink worse than a crustacean, start shit with me, get cursed, career in shambles, bubble burst, everything I worked for I earned, meanwhile you just getting burned, or that feeling across your ears, it's me bringing your worst fears. Gonna have to dock you for this one. Shall we take a look at the money shot?
Decillions is the quality of breaking apart or bursting open, like for instance a bubble, or everyone's collective minds when Kendrick dropped Not Like Us. Whoa! Is that right? Is that how you act? I'm sorry, I've never been big on that particular area of pop culture, if you couldn't tell. Hit your buzzer at the right time and we might play.
Hope you have some time to make some time. It's time for When Did Happen? And here's your category. In Year Dumb Face. And here's how When Did Happen is played. We'll put some event on the top screen that took place at some point in time, like the first human being walks on the moon. And then we'll put a bunch of events on the bottom screen that took place at some other point in time, like the RMS Titanic collides with an iceberg and sinks. Your job at this point is to decide whether the lower event took place before or after the top event, or if it never took place at all. Buzz in when the right answer lights up and you win some cash. But buzz in at the wrong time and you lose cash, and of course that's every time you buzz in wrong. And that's basically it. That's When It Happened in a nutshell. All clear? Good. Now, what could a When Did Happen in a floor all around the year 2024 possibly be about? Oh hey, remember when the French did that really funny thing for that big sporting event? That's right. The 2024 Olympics kick off their controversial opening ceremony in Paris. Only in 2024 could the world collectively clutch its marbles over all the terrible, horrible, very bad French and their scandalous culture. You know, some of us had to live as their direct neighbors for years of their lives. Anyway, here's a bunch of other stuff that happened last year. You know what to do. Off you go. Jon Stewart makes his first return appearance on The Daily Show. Did that happen before the Olympics, after the Olympics, or did it never happen at all? The Rizzler appears on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. A massive solar storm makes northern lights visible over more than half the globe. Magnus Carlsen defends his world championship in chess against Ding Liren. John Cena announces his retirement from professional wrestling. Fortnite launches an official Skibbity toilet bundle for 2,900 V-Bucks. Collins Dictionary announces brat as their word of the year. And that's game over for this one. Thankfully, we've got to remove global nuclear annihilation from this question before airing it. Maybe for the 2025 recap episode. And there's your current score. Hope you're proud of it. If not, well, too bad. Let's move on. All right, everybody's waiting on you to pick a value, so thank you. And now introducing... What are icks and why are they limp? Speaking of the Olympics, if the Olympic Committee started producing Olympic rings-themed candy, which of these flavors would least likely be among them? Athletic Apple, Olympic O-Licorice, Grapey Greatness, or Champions Cherry? Grape-flavored candy is most commonly some shade of purple, but there is no purple to be seen among the Olympic rings. Personally, I don't trust any food that's been in France anyway. Picky, time to... Okay, well, this certainly ain't peanuts. Here's a category. Thanks for choosing us. Now you've got no choice. It hasn't been a good year for many of us, but most of all, it's been an awful year for Boeing. Remember when 2 astronauts got stuck on the ISS after flying there on the Starliner? I say to hell with rockets. So many things that can go wrong. Way too complicated. We should rely on good old proven techniques instead. Imagine Boeing announced the new Boeing Boing, a trampoline capable of literally bouncing you to space. If your first Boeing comes in at exactly 1 meter, and each Boeing doubles your height, how many Boeings would you need to get to the ISS? 7 Boeings on the Boeing Boing, 19 Boeings on the Boeing Boing, 24 Boeings on the Boeing Boing, or 37 Boeings on the Boeing Boing. Shouldn't you be in your room playing with your plushies? Houston, you have a problem. The ISS orbits the Earth at around 400 kilometers, give or take, and doubling 1 meter 19 times gets you to 524 kilometers. So you'd reach the ISS on your way to the top. Of course, there's still the issue of how to get back home, but that certainly didn't stop the Starliner either, did it? Ha! Come on, big bucks, no whammy, buzz. Introducing Leapy-ki-yay, m***er. As we all know, 2024 was a leap year, and so we thought we'd do a little leap year quiz for you. Don't overthink this, hit your buzzer, and type in the correct answer. Got it? Good. What was the last leap year to end in 024 before 2024? Think about it, then type it in if you know. Let's go. See, that would be correct if leap years had even existed back then, which they didn't. It really isn't that difficult once you realize one simple fact. There isn't a single pair of leap years that shares its last 3 digits with each other. None. And there won't be until 2804, exactly 1,000 years after leap years were first instated. Looking at the state of civilization, I wouldn't hold my breath. Okay, but teeny weeny brainy no understandy rhymey question. Oh, rhymey question, is that so? Well, looks like we'll be playing yeah, whoop-de-doop, it is gibberish. Wow, ooh, what a surprise. Here's the actual category for this gibberish question. Strangely Shakespearean fungi. Don't forget, I'll be taking away more and more cash the longer you take to solve this, so make it fast. Now take a look at this gibberish phrase and tell me what common adage it rhymes with. Shouteth me mold, winneth askew, and don'st thou mindest I mean, don't mind the punctuation. It's a phrase for fresh starts. You know, start anew. For fresh starts and the abandonment of what's past. Leave it all behind you. Don't look back. Throw out the past, invite the future. Throw out the answer, invite the money. Go! Out with the old, in with the new. Or in the case of what feels like the last 10 years, out with the old, in with the exact same shit all over again. Actually scratch that whole out with the old thing in the first place. Let's just carry all of the old shit with us as well. But that one doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Okay, we need some money to play for, so why don't you buzz in and pick us some? It's time for... If at first you don't succeed, move countries. It's been a year, all right. Sometimes I wonder just where it all started going oh so wrong. Maybe those who come after us can do a better job at forging a better 2024. In fact, which of these calendars, being closest in year to the Gregorian calendar, will give its observers the first chance to redo 2024 properly? The National Indian calendar, the Chinese calendar, the Hebrew calendar, or the Iranian calendar? You know, it would be funny if it weren't so sad. Actually, it is quite funny. You ain't getting any do-overs. In the National Indian calendar, the Gregorian year 2024 translates to the year 1945. So, 2024 in their calendar is just under 80 years away. And, just in case you're playing this 80 years into the future, let us know if India knocked it out of the park. It's all up to you, go. So our time comes to an end. Take this last memento. You'll need it. A year of grand releases. These are 2024's drivers of consumption. Hope you were a good little citizen.
That's all she wrote, and here's where you stand. And there you have it.
Testing? You working? Testing? Okay. Whew, we solved it. All right, very good. Anyway, this concludes this episode of VOD Check. The Rewrite 2024. If you like what you saw here, be sure to hit that thumbs up button in that video. Be sure to check out that. Leave a comment in the section below. We'll see you next time here on Tickets Please Gaming, and that arcade is now closed. Yeah, I think we're going to take a break and then... Alright, since we seem to have finally stabilized everything, we will be right back in 90 seconds. Maybe we'll get 2 episodes done then. Okay, folks, we are back. I think I have solved the issue. Hopefully everyone can hear me now. Yeah, we're going to do another episode of the Re-Ride. Alright, let's see what's next on the Re-Ride. I got no issue with it personally.
Hello, you're playing the Re-Ride.
Hi.
Playing alone, are you? Don't worry, we won't resent you for it. Are you new to the Re-Ride? The
No.
team will be pleased. They're quite tired of having to spell everything out to all those newbies. As a reminder, here are your buzzers. I am required to inform you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. You are now ready for the
Yeah, please
Re-Ride.
do
I
not
wish
sue
you the
them.
very
They
best
don't
of
have
luck.
enough lawyers.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And here's your host, the man who brought sexy back, Conan Blankenberg.
Welcome to the Re-Ride. Today, we've come together to raise a toast to the number 1, to celebrate the starting line, the genesis, the solitary snowflake that starts the avalanche of numbers rational and irrational. 1 is the quiet hero of existence, the unsung
What is
star of
also
every
the loveliest
enumeration.
number?
Let us, for a moment, imagine the world without 1. We wouldn't even know where to begin. And so, this episode is dedicated to you, dear 1, for you're simply the best 1. The best 1. I mean, yeah, you get that. What else can I say? It's floor 1111, and it all starts with question 1. So let's not waste any more time. Come and get yourself a nice allowance. 1. Give me all of the ones. Here's your category.
That is sad.
Middle Earth goes to middle school. Okay, give it to me. Considering the geometrical shape of the One Ring from the Lord of the Rings series, what might the series be more accurately called? Lord of the Gyroidals, Lord of the Toroidals, Lord of the Caviforms, or Lord of the Cyclicals?
Isn't it kind of a...
You got it. No, you didn't. We've surveyed
Roundish
intelligent
shape.
people, and they all would have picked this. The toroidal is something that resembles a toroid or a torus, a round thing with a hole down the middle. Funnily enough, calling it Lord of the Toroidals wouldn't make you any more or less of a nerd than liking Lord of the Rings in the first place. Pick a value that looks good to you, and then we can keep... Nice, that value, this floor, go together like something and something else. Here's your category. 1 jumper to rule them all. Hey, if you're tired of being in debt, maybe try getting this one right. Which of these are intern, a comfy jumpsuit from Wales, a comfy jumpsuit for a financial criminal, a comfy jumpsuit worn just for the hell of it, and a comfy jumpsuit that's just a klutz? Ponzi onesie, funsy onesie, swansea onesie, clumsy onesie, swansea onesie, clumsy onesie, ponzi onesie, funsy onesie, swansea onesie, ponzi onesie, funsy onesie, clumsy onesie, or funsy onesie, swansea onesie. That's the onesie.
There you go.
Swansea's a town in Wales, Ponzi's a financial criminal, yada yada, you know the drill. This episode is sponsored by like 5 onesie companies, and they're paying us based on how many times we can sneak in the word onesie, so onesie. Let's move on, Z. Alright, we can't move on until you pick a value. Here's what this next question is called.
So far.
Great ones and they're great ones. Okay, we're playing for 1241, and here we go. If the great one Wayne Gretzky actually wore the jersey number 1, which position would tradition command him to play on the ice? Winger, center, defenseman, or goalkeeper?
I think it'd be goalkeeper.
Like in soccer, jersey number 1 in soccer? Like in football, jersey number 1 in ice hockey is traditionally reserved for goalies. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'll have to go fire someone. Show me the money, hit your buzzer at the right time. I've got good news for you.
It's
time to play the one and only Dis or Dat. Here's the category for this Dis or Dat question. I can count to at least 2. Okay, here's one that might seem familiar to the most dedicated jackheads among you. I'm going to list off 7 numbers or equations, and for each one you'll have to tell me if it's the number 2 or if it's the number 1. Each right answer will net you some cash, but get one wrong or don't get to it in time and you'll lose money. And keep an eye on the wire. It
You
goes
would
up
have
in
made
30
it easier if it
seconds,
was
and that's
1
your
or
time.
2.
Time to play Dis or Dat. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 minus 5. 271 minus 269. 2 minus 1. 2 times 1. 2 plus 5 minus 6 plus 2 minus 1. Hey, you can count to 2. Great job. You'll make a really smart toddler one day. And there is your score as it currently stands. Let's see what else you can do to it. Hit your buzzer when a good value flies by. Cool. And now it's time for a little question I like to call 1-1.
The count?
Okay, actually, while we're counting, here's another thing for you to count. Get ready to buzz and type. Here we go. How many ones are in the number 11,111,110,110? Type it in when you know.
2. 5.
Okay, I'll do it
6,
slowly,
7,
so pay attention.
8, 9.
1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Makes... Yep, 9 zeros. And now let's... Oh, God, right. I forgot the count thing does that.
Uh-huh.
Now
You sure
your
was the
time, let's
toaster?
go. Praise the one. Praise the one. Here's your category. One world, one very opinionated world. Put on your thinking caps, it's time to go. Which of these pieces of feedback would directly reach the One World Trade Center because the platform's owners are headquartered there? A petty complaint about the OWTC on MySpace, a reader's letter about the OWTC in Vanity Fair, a heartfelt ode to the OWTC on Substack, or an inappropriate joke about the OWTC on Reddit? Vanity Fair is published by Condé Nast, who occupy a rough 1/5 of the One World Trade Center. I'd trade much more than one world for never
Well,
having
it
to hear
is
about
a
Vanity Fair
magazine, so
again.
nobody really cares.
Alright, we'll need some cash to... Nope, here's what we're dealing with. Few, therefore bad. No turning back now. Which of these groups of 1%ers comprises the least amount of individuals? The elite 1% of global trees, the sinister 1% of global computers, the powerful 1% of global dogs, or the secretive 1% of global human beings?
I'm gonna guess 2.
Hey, classic ID10T answer. Dogs are the only group among this list to feature fewer than 1 billion individuals. And they are all good boys and girls. All of them. Okie dokie, it's value time.
Skeptical.
I threw a party, no one came, and now I'm all alone. A-L-O-N-E, A-L-O-N-E, A-L-O-N-E.
Welcome to Alone. Keep in mind, to win the money, you
It's-
have
it's
to
all
buzz
good,
in
man,
when the
it's all
first
good.
letter of the correct answer lights up. If you pick up all 5 letters, you win the bonus. Ready to play some bingo? Alright, let's go. At sea level on Earth, roughly 1 bar. Can you feel the pressure?
Atmospheric pressure, got it.
Boy group, blank direction.
One direction.
1! 2 ones next to each other.
11.
A party, also 11. Country code +1, North blank.
America.
What Neo is to 1.
Anagram.
I can't read this. What is?
Your number.
The loneliest number.
Made this joke earlier.
1. January 1. Happy New Year! Handheld console with not 1 but 2 screens. Nintendo 3DS. There can be only blank. 1. 1 plus 1 blank 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1, but in German.
I have no clue. Nice.
Emergency number 9 blank blank. 1. 1 does not simply walk into Mordor in which movie?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Toils. Alone. Congrats, you win the bonus. Quick look at your current score in case you need more numbers in your life. Got enough? Yeah, me too.
Weird I don't have a 1 in there.
Okie dokie, it's... Ooh, nice value. You're really getting the spirit of this floor. Here's your category. Give me my keys. Give me my keys. And this is my question to you. You're heading home from the bar and decide to take 1 more for the road. Which of these ones would be stretched the thinnest since it's for the longest road? 1 for Hollywood Boulevard, Los Angeles, 1 for Regent Street, London, 1 for Champs-Élysées, Paris, or 1 for 5th Avenue, Manhattan?
Oh, God. I have no clue. But if I had to guess, maybe Champs-Élysées?
No!
Oh.
All right, I'll tell you. 5th Avenue is the longest street of the list. It's also the one where you probably want to be drunk if you have to walk down it, so make it a stiff one. Okay, buzz in when you... That'll do, just about to bring some spice into this game. Just a tiny pinch, though. Here's your category. John, he's the one. You know how the Vice President of the United States is sometimes called the President's number 2? Well... which of these would be an example of a historical U.S. number 2 going number 1? John Kerry recalibrating the pressure valve, John Edwards shaking the dew off the lily, John F. Kennedy answering the call of nature, or John Nance Garner draining the main?
I think it'd be Garner.
John Nance Garner was the 32nd Vice President of the United States. All of these, however, would be Johns going on the John, and let's not get started about their Johnsons. Okay, we need some money to...
Oh my God!
One more question. One more question. One more question. Can I count on you? It's as easy as ABC. Good luck.
Okay. 3 maybe? something. 5, 6, 7, 7-Eleven. Oh my God!
Okay, let me see. Nice. Hey, it's Conan. Yes, that Conan. How many cons do you know? Okay, I did not need to know that. Listen. No, look, we've got something. We've got something good cooking, I think. You'll want to see this. No, you don't have to pay for anything. It's not going to be your budget. It's going to be our budget. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Look, just come on over, look what we've built, and then you can make up your own mind. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. If you do, doors open. How do you think? All right, great. See you then. All right.
Interesting. That is insane. Okay, yeah, alright, this concludes this episode of You Don't Know Jack, The Reride 1. If you like what you saw here, be sure to leave a comment in the section below, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you here next time at Ticket Squeeze Gaming, as that arcade is now closed. Wow, I think we just cooked it away I don't think I've ever seen before. You know what the craziest thing about one episode is? Well, in this kind of instance, we could click back up to 2 episodes. Alright, let's get it started. I mean, yeah, you would think so. Was I at the wrong tempo?
Oh, how nice of you to join me. Welcome to the Reride. Only one player? Great. I don't like it when it gets crowded in here.
It's so good.
Are you new to the Reride?
Nope.
The team will be pleased. They are quite tired of having to spell everything out to all those newbies. As you no doubt know, these are your buzzers. Please allow me to remind you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. Good luck on your ride. Meet you at the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And now, please welcome a man who's played these games before you were conceived, Sam Feely.
Boy, just when I thought I got out, they pull me back in. Happy New Year, bitches. And as for your problem-solving skills, unfortunately, with the world being the way it is right now, you're not meeting the moment with the urgency it demands. So hurry it up, because trillions in shareholder value depend on you. You got the zoomies? Well, whether you do or not, buckle up, because it's time to ride. Hit your buzzer. Moving right on to zipping and zooming. Well, if you're going to bring a masshole to an episode about things that go Zoom, you're going to get a question about the PBS Kids Show Zoom, produced in Boston, Mass. 02134.
You can't hear the game?
Send it to Zoom. Well, suppose you try to send a letter to Zoom, but you accidentally put their zip code in numerical order and send it to zip code 01234, who will most likely receive your letter. A confused Californian, a flummoxed Floridian, a puzzled Pennsylvanian, or you with a return to sender sticker on it. No, a Floridian would be flummoxed just by the word flummoxed. Although all zip codes that begin with 01 are in Massachusetts, 01234 is not a valid zip code anywhere.
Hold up, let me see what I can do here. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Thanks for the warning, Speedy Ninja. I'm trying to do what I can do here. Okay. Let's try this. It was working just fine earlier, I thought. Okay, no, video capture device. That's not what we're looking for here. All right.
Where in the U.S. But in terms of addresses in Boston that get out-of-towners easily confused, that is the least of our transgressions. Okay, friendo, I believe this is what the kids call a bra moment, and now the category. It runs on 100% renewable dog farts. My wife and I have a greyhound, and for those of you who are considering adopting a dog for the first time, greyhounds are perfect. They're super low maintenance and just nap all day because they spend all their energy at the track. If greyhound buses could only travel as fast as actual greyhounds, in which of the following areas would they be least likely in violation of American traffic laws? A school zone, a densely populated neighborhood, an interstate highway, or a parking garage? Oh, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. But it was a really bad guess.
You
Couldn't
still
do the bare
can't do
minimum,
it.
eh?
Okay.
Greyhounds can reach top speeds of 47 miles per hour, which is 2 miles per hour above the minimum allowable speed of 45 miles per hour on most interstate highways. But tell that to the 80-something couple I was stuck behind in the left lane on the Mass
I feel
Pike
like
the
it's
other
a little
day.
loud
Out on the
as
floor,
it is.
dinosaur. Talk to me, kiddo. Give me a value.
mean, it's...
Perfectly average. Where do we do? Greyhounds and gray hairs. Okay, now imagine you're waiting to board a Greyhound bus, but there's an announcement that their originally scheduled driver didn't show up for work. Considering the etymology of the word Greyhound, which of these would be the most likely reason your bus driver went missing? The driver is too old, the driver was blinded by bright lights, the driver is a pig, or nobody knows who the driver is supposed to be. Application denied.
Oh.
The origin of the grey in Greyhound is disputed, with possible roots in Old English, Old Icelandic, Old Irish, and Old High German, all with different meanings. Boy, you'll be wishing you were going 47 miles an hour in the left lane if you're stuck at the bus station too long. Pick a value, any value. Allow me to introduce... Skype blew a 28-3 lead.
Where are
It's
they
kind of
now, the
amazing
Falcons?
how nobody heard of Zoom before the COVID pandemic, and now it's become a synonym for video calls like Google is for web searches, all at the expense of our old pals at Skype. Which of these movies would least likely inspire the team at Skype to reclaim the title of world's #1 video conferencing software, since the protagonist, at the end of 300,
Yeah, they all
the
die.
Spartans don't merely lose, they all f***ing die. 300 was a bit of a kitschy movie, but nothing could be as cringe as the idea of Microsoft being the plucky underdog. Buzz in for the bucks, baby. Here we have... Hello Mazda, hello Fada. You know how Mazda has those commercials with the kid whispering zoom zoom? Well, a while back I learned that in Canada they pronounce it Mazda.
Yeah.
And on that note, what's the former name of the model of Mazda now known as the MX-5? Mazda Savannah, Mazda
Fair
Bianchi,
point, fair
Mazda
point.
Miata, or Mazda Navajo? Oh, you're a smart cookie, eh?
There you go.
And why do Canadians pronounce it Mazda? Same reason they eat tacos and go to drama class. Okay, how much money am I giving away? How much time do you have?
Oh, hey.
Let's see the category for your when did happen. Blink in, you won't miss much of anything. Remember, buzz in when you know whether each event happened before or after the main point, or if it never happened at all. Alright, clock in, let's play. Fame is a fleeting thing, especially in the age of reality TV and social media. And long before we knew what the phrases milkshake, duck, and hawk tua meant, we had this one in our vernacular. Andy Warhol proclaims, in the future, everyone will be famous for 15 minutes. Man, if only some micro-celebrities didn't punish the rest of us by stretching those 15 minutes into what feels like 15 millennia. Anyways, time to catch lightning in a bottle with some other famous instances of short-lived glory. John Carpenter becomes the first winner of the top prize on Who Wants
That's
to Be a
gotta be
Millionaire.
after.
Rosie Ruiz rides the subway all the way to victory at the Boston Marathon.
After.
Leopold and Loeb commit the perfect crime, then get captured with relative ease.
Before.
Johnny Carson exposes Uri Geller's phony powers on The Tonight Show.
Oh, wait. Okay.
The shot heard around the world is fired from an unknown source
Clearly
to start the
before.
American Revolution. Denzel Washington becomes a Mouseketeer
That
on the
never
Mickey
happened.
Mouse Club. Juan Mann starts the Free Hugs movement. That's all 7.
Could have done better, but it's fine.
Well, hope you enjoyed that one. If you ever get your 15 minutes of fame, promise me you won't use it to start a crypto grift. You proud of your artistry? Or fartistry? Let's go. Okay, buzz in, let's find out how much money the next question's going to be worth. Next on the docket, when the Zoomers become the Boomers. 41-41. This one's for you, Dave. Here's the pitch. Because it debuted during the birth years of Generation Z, which of these snotty Zoomer statements would most likely elicit a response of "Okay, Zoomer" from their grandkids? Pokemon was better when there were only 151 of them. We listened to our iPod, it didn't listen to us. All we had to watch sports was ESPN and ESPN2. Or, you're calling the PlayStation 4 retro?
I think it's 3.
ESPN2 went on the air in 1993, and ESPN launched well before I was born.
Which was when? The Bronze Age?
Where did I put that gun?
Gun.
I mean, I've been thinking about it. The original iPod launched on November 10th, 2001, firmly within the traditional definition of Gen Z being born between 1997 and 2012. Old of us to assume that humanity will be around long enough for Zoomers to meet their grandkids, though. Hit your buzzer to set the value. Could be worse. Then again, could be a hell of a lot better. Here's the category. Usain in the membrane. Here comes the questione. Which of these races would most likely feature an appearance from Usain Bolt action? The Winchester 110-meter hurdles, the Lee Enfield 200-meter dash, the Heckler & Koch 4x400-meter relay, or the Remington Mile? Lee Enfield is the only gun manufacturer of these four that makes a bolt-action rifle, which involves manually chambering each round. And the 200 meters is the only race of the four in which Usain Bolt had any notable success, let alone Olympic gold. And all the other sprinters with the pumped-up cleats better outrun his gun. Something big. Mania Rain quote?
No, it's a gibberish.
Yeah, it's another gibberish question. It's not. You're telling me it's not?
Anagram.
Well, what do you know? We haven't seen one of these questions since You Don't Know Jack Volume 6 or You Don't Know Jack German Volume 4. One anagram question category coming right up. Chippendales never die, they just fade away. Now remember, as time runs out, so does the money, so the sooner you buzz in, the better. Alright, tell me what human achievement this is an anagram of.
Human achievement.
A reabsorbed retiring hunk.
A reabsorbed retiring hunk.
It was achieved in 1947. By American test pilot Chuck Yeager. He flew a plane faster than the speed of sound. And that's how fast you'll have to act if you want to win some money.
There you go.
You want to know how you get me to break the sound barrier? Just tell me there's a bowl of buffalo chicken poutine waiting for me at home. How much is this one? Now approaching our next stop. R-U-R-B or M-I-A-I-A-U? Zoom may be the way everyone communicates with each other when you can stomach looking at another human being's face for 5 minutes. It's not the only piece of video communication software out there. Which of the following reviews is inaccurate because the software it refers to doesn't allow you to make video calls? Zoom's backgrounds may look awful, but it's not WhatsApp awful. Zoom's delay may be bad, but it's not ding-tone bad. Zoom's video quality may be low, but it's not Google Voice low. Or Zoom's latency may suck, but at least it's not Slack level sucking. Skype, Slack, and WhatsApp all let you make video calls. Google Voice is strictly audio only.
I think it's, that's what I was thinking.
As a reward for getting that question right, we're hacking into your computer so you'll no longer receive any incoming phone calls ever again on any of your devices. Boom. There. It's done. Now you can enjoy being left alone by the whole of humanity for the rest of your life. Sure, it's time to hit your buzzer and select the value for the...
Nice try.
Let's see how quickly you can zoom through this jack attack. On your mark, get set, clue. Rhymes with zoom. Oh boy, you are never gonna guess what this one's about. Hey!
Boom. Loom, okay, yeah, sure. Uh-huh. The room.
Ow! Well done. Let's see how it helped your score.
Not bad.
Congratulations! But remember, money doesn't buy happiness. Certainly not for a hermit like yourself.
And it doesn't it doesn't build happiness for you either. Alright, it's kind of funny. I kind of thought it would actually be working and stuff. It doesn't look like it is. Weird. Let me move this back here. Alright. Anyway, this is Tickets. Alright, this concludes this episode of You Don't Know Jack, the Reride. Zoom. If you like what you saw here, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment in the section below, and spread that word. This is Tickets Please Gaming, and that arcade is now closed. Alright. I will be back in about 90 seconds with the next game. I am having all sorts of fun with audio today. I was having issues with my voice itself earlier. Now I'm having issues apparently with YouTube voice. Weird. We'll see in 90. I can't even do a good yeet. Okay, I guess we're back. All right. Anyway, yeah, we're continuing this run on the Reride. We might have time for 1 or 2 more episodes. I keep hearing everything just loud here, but whatever. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit to the next episode. I may have time to do 2 more here. It's kind of driving me insane, honestly, but I'll make it work, I guess. Yeah, let's do another one. Yeah, you could say that about me. Weird. What the heck's wrong with you, game? I'm sure. Nope. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I've gone through that joke too many times. 222. Yeah, I know how that is. Ew. I think it's tree bark. How dare you? Nobody to watch it, though. It's the problem, Sam. Fraser question? I think it's a ghost. That's the Ghostbusters reboot. Hexology. 6-7 part, maybe? Oh, 6 entries. There you go. Yeah. Are you doing another sports question, Sam? There we go. That's gibberish. Strange facial features. Miss Crime Fits her chin mole. This time, yep. Sadly, I thought that was 8,000. Gumper, Brighter, Harrier. I think it's 2. But to die for is Nicole Kidman. Although she might make for an interesting Bond girl. All right. I don't know, to be honest with you. This or that. Hello. That's real. You made that up. That's fake. You can't see me. I think I'd Steve Jobs. Who's next? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All right, got it. That would be Daily Show. Yeah, Happy Days. Are you sure the shark wasn't the only problem there? Doctor Who. All that indeed. All in the Family. I also did a couple other shows too. Wait, that was Maud, I think. Oh well. Pretty good. no. Well, you see what happened was... Alright, this concludes this episode of... YodoJack the Reride Zoom. Looks like I may have to do this episode again, honestly. Anyway, yeah, we'll just skip the end. We'll just skip the intro. We'll skip the exit and do it again. Alright, back to the game. We're going back to the sequel reboots. I guess it's appropriate. We need to do it again. I mean, let's do it again, sure. What the heck are you talking about, game?
Welcome to the Reride. The question writers don't usually like it when we waste all of their precious questions on just one player, but I say to hell with them.
Yeah, to hell with them indeed.
Are you new to the Reride? Excellent, thank you. That makes all our jobs so much easier. In case you forgot, here are your buzzers. I am required to inform you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. And now, please enjoy the Reride. Perhaps we will meet at the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And now, ladies, not ladies, gamers, and millennials, please welcome Sam Feely!
Welcome back. So, think you're ready for another round of the Reride, are we? Well, we'll see. Hope you didn't have a big meal before you got on the elevator because the janitor quit last time someone yarked all over the place. This episode is all about Hollywood's hottest properties, ideas that have been recycled, reused, and rehashed to death again and again and again and again. Yeah, we're aware of the irony. It's time to ride again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how much money am I... Now stepping up to the plate. Movie sequels that require a day off work to see. The Oscar nominations for 2025 are here, and Dune 2 picked up 5 nominations, including one for Best Picture. If the spice in the Dune movies was actually made with allspice, which line would you most likely hear someone whispering out loud in the film? The dried berries extend life. The purple carrots... Allspice comes from the dried berries of a plant from the myrtle family known as Pimenta dioica. Hey, maybe if I won an Oscar nod, I should work on my own screenplay with a 4-letter title where everybody whispers. It's called ASMR.
Nobody go see it, Sam.
Okay, buzz in. Let's find out how much money the next question. Affirmative, Ghost Rider. Here's the category. Thrice tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
Frasier question.
I don't know if you heard the news, but Paramount Plus has canceled the Frasier reboot after just 2 seasons. I know. We'll get through it together. If the second Frasier reboot brought back Dr. Frasier Crane as a parapsychologist, what scene would you most likely see in an episode? Parapsychologists use the scientific method to study paranormal activity such as ghosts. Specifically, Eddie would ruin the dinner party by reminding all the human actors how much more popular he was than them on the original series. Okay, how much money am I... Hot diggity. Way to big time it. Here you go. Hex on the beach.
Hex on the beach, got it.
And they're off. Imagine a fortune teller put an evil hexalogy on you. Which spiritual fortune would you most likely endure? Having to watch the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies over and over? Having to watch the... A hexalogy refers to a series with 6 entries, and the combined Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies equal 6 movies. Boy, you thought one of those movies felt like an eternity.
But then just...
Now's the time to hit your buzz. See, this is how it's done, and here's what we're doing next. Roar! Take your seats, the show's about to begin. Which of these is not a real Peanuts animated TV special? It's Arbor Day, Charlie Brown. It's Arbor Day, Snoopy's Getting Married, and Why Charlie Brown Why are all real Peanuts TV specials, not Where's the Fire, Charlie Brown. That's probably for the best. Charlie Brown is perpetually depressed, and he'd probably just stick his hand in the flames, G. Gordon Liddy style, so he could feel something other than sadness. Something, Beeble Babble Booby Parade. The hell? Oh, wow. Splendid. Gibberish. Let me guess. We saw the growling Rottweiler sound effects with these two? Because these are about as intimidating as a golden retriever puppy. Now let's see what your real gibberish category is gonna be. The Crime Queen's strange facial features. Scared money don't make money, so buzz in quick if you want to win big. Alright, tell me what movie phrase this rhymes with. Miss Crime fits her chin mole. And how in the hell would Jaws, a shark, know if it's personal this time or any other time? Sharks may have feelings like all of God's creatures, but I'm sure none of them have anything to do with teenage jealousy. Talk to me, kid. I'd take that any day of the week. Here's the category. Cool guys don't look at comparative adjectives. And right this way, please. If all movie sequels were titled in the style of Die Hard 2, Die Harder, which of these grammatically incorrect made-up titles would at least use a real English word? Dave 2, Daver. Although the word Harrier is a noun and not a comparative form of an adjective, it is a real word in English, unlike Daver, Brider, or Gumper. That's what we should have named the second season of You Don't Know Jack the Rewrite. The Rewrite 2, Rewrite-Ear.
Several meetings.
Rise and shine. Gotcha. Okay, coming up. Genres reboot. James Bond reboot. Yo, it's 3030. I want you to meet Deltron Zero and this question. If you wanted to save time watching all the Bond films by cramming them together, which of the following combined Bond movies could not help you do it? A View to a Life. Daniel Craig played James Bond in No Time to Die, but To Die For refers to a Nicole Kidman movie directed by Gus Van Sant, not another James Bond film. You should still just watch them the regular way. Cramming the Bond movies together totally ruined that iconic scene in Goldfinger where Sean Connery is about to get laser flayed and he says, "Do you expect me to talk?" And Goldfinger says, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to return in Thunderball." Hit your buzzer, let's see. Hopefully this is an appetizer for something bigger down the road. Here's the next course. Prequel opportunity employment.
Okay.
A 1, a 2, a 5, a 3. Which of these movie titles would be the best name for Jason Bourne's origin story? The Bourne Parturian. Parturiancy refers to the bringing forth of life, so it would be the best title for Jason Bourne's literal origin story. It's better than the title the studio wanted to use. Because look who's running the CIA now. Okay, buzz in, let's find out how much money the next question. You know what? I think you're gonna like this.
This or that time.
And rub your fingers for a Dis or Dat. And this Dis or Dat goes by the name of... gonna list off 7 partial movie titles, and for each one you need to tell me if it's the name of an entry in the Fast and Furious franchise or something we made up. You cash in for each one you get right, and you lose out for each one you get wrong or don't get to at all. You've got 30 seconds until the wire fills up to get all 7. And
All right,
let's
go.
dance. Fast and Furious.
That's real.
Furious 5.
Nope.
Fast 5.
That's real.
The Fate of the Furious.
That's real.
Free Fast.
Nope.
F9.
Yeah.
The fastest of the... Now that was a joyride in every sense of the word. Hey, don't let it get to your head. There's more work to be done. Buzz in for your consideration. The sound of awkward silence. Well, here we are, at the end of the episode. So, what's next? The second computer brand founded by Steve Jobs.
The Steve Jobs
Next, with
computer
the
brand.
capital X and T, was the name of a specialty computer company Jobs co-founded after he was forced out of Apple in 1985. Unfortunately, the next brand went under pretty quick because it's hard to sell something with a brand name that sounds like the setup in an Abbott and Costello routine. Hit your buzzer to set the...
There we go. Now we know what the question is. We could actually do well here.
This clue is bigger and better than ever before. Check it out. Sit on it and spin off. I hope you have more success on this one than Joey. Good luck.
Buffy. Jon Stewart. Happy Days. Doctor Who. All Bad. All in the Family. Mod. There we go.
Now that's how you attack the attack. Show me the money. Hell of a game. What are you going to spend your winnings on? A car? Down payment on a house? Maybe a friend?
How about a spot hosting the show? You ask a dumb question like that, you're gonna get a worst answer. Okay, I think this is the last episode, in case you're wondering. I'm a little tired. The audio issues I've had the old days kind of ruined it for me. Anyway, that was Yodo Jack, the Reride, episode sequels and reboots. If you like what you saw here, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment in the section below and spread that word. This is Stick and Squeeze Gaming, and that arcade is now closed. Okay, let's see if we can try to find some place to raid. While I do that, I am going to shout out my YouTube channel. It has over 800 videos. And I could use all the help I can get to get everyone to sub. It's free, unlike Twitch. Let's see if we can create a new... We got a bit of a run thanks to the fact I took about a month off. Let's see if we can continue it with me actually dropping videos and stuff. Anyway, it's time to raid, and let's see who we got. All right. Let's try this one. I haven't done him yet. Okay, first I'm going to say goodbye to my YouTube people. I will be back on Wednesday for Out of the Park. Hopefully that won't be such a big issue for you. If it is, then I don't know what else to tell you, but yeah. Okay. It's time to call it. I'll see you Wednesday and Out of the Park. We'll do Colorado and we'll have fun with it. Okay. Out. Okay, that takes care of you. Now on to... Oh, this is being nice. Let's see if... Alright, I'll give this guy a shot. But we got nothing to lose anyway. We'll see you Wednesday for Out of the Park. Sometime next week, we'll be back with another round of the re-ride. And we'll get back to our normal schedule with the games and such. Alright, let's do this. Let me raid, please. Sorry, Twitch is being a bit evil. We probably hit ads, haven't we? I guess I wouldn't be shocked. Well, let's do it. Alright. It's worth a shot. Let's have fun with it. We'll see you when we see ya. See you Wednesday. If you don't like it, well, all I can say is, if you're missing out, well, that kind of makes you a dummy, but don't take it personal. There's always the videos and other stuff. We'll see you later on. Bye.